first graders. Nice job of coming in quietly. I have a friend I'd like to introduce to you, but you kind of already know her, don't you?
Yeah.
Because we Skyped with Taylor and we've read some of her blogs, and now she's back in the United States for 10 days? 10 days, 2 weeks. Okay, and she's brought along a video. She's going to show you a video. She's going to ask, see if you have any questions you'd like to ask, anything you'd like to know. And then I think some of the boys and girls brought some books that they'd like to give to you.
Great.
But this is Taylor Schaa.
All right. Good afternoon, everyone. How are you? Good. Good. Well, I'm going to show you a video about a little girl's life in my village. So I live in Africa, and I've lived there for 7 months, and I'm going to live there for a few more months after I go back. And so I have a little girl that I live with, and we're going to watch her, like a day in her life. She's about 9 years old, and so we're going to watch that. Jen? I'm going to switch.
Now you want to put sound on?
Continuing. It is bright and early, 6 o'clock on a Tuesday, and Jamila just got up. She will be helping her mom right at this moment. You go continuing, you go continuing. This little girl came by to
Taylor will
buy
mute it and talk
oil, which my house mother sells. So a lot of times Jamila will go to the storage room where they keep their things, which is just down the way from my room, and help get whatever they need.
So this is at 6 in the morning. Jamila's been up since about 5:30,
Dishes?
and now she's doing the dishes from last night's supper, and she's doing the dishes before she goes to school. So as you can see, she's doing them outside because we don't have any sinks and we don't have any running water, and so everything's done outside. And so she's cleaning the pots and pans. This is part of her chores.
Now we're off to school. It's 7 o'clock, and here we go.
So you can see she has all the kids wear uniforms to school, so they all wear khaki-colored clothes. And then she has her school bag is made out of a recycled rice sack, so sacks of rice come in.
And now we're at school. This is the elementary courtyard.
So that's her classroom.
Now they will sweep the classroom for the day with the little brooms that they brought.
So this is her classroom, and it's their kids' job
The
before
teacher.
school starts to sweep up the dirt and any paper or trash that's on the ground. They sweep it before school starts for the day. It's a broom. It's a little broom made out of little sticks. This is a picture of Jamila's classroom. This is a picture of a teacher helping a student at the chalkboard. And this is a picture of the kids' bathroom. So they have
Are going to the well to get water for their classroom for the day. Who's that they don't go class? Okay.
So this is a well. This is where everyone in my village gets their water from. Pulling these kids, so they're pulling up water so that they have water to drink during the day in their classroom.
Is it clean?
Not very clean, no. The people who live there can drink it, but I can't drink it. It's not clean enough for my body.
Child
They're
by their
used to it,
number. And
but
so
there's lots
they
of
find
disease and problems. There's like bugs and dirt and stuff inside the water. You need to get the water for the family. So they'll pull up lots of water in a big tub and carry it back to the house for the family.
How many people are in your village?
My village has about 7,000 people.
So about the size of Ulster City.
How many people live in Mississippi?
So this is outside Jamaila's classroom. The teacher doesn't know the kids' names, but so they each have a number. So imagine your teacher not ever knowing your name and just calling you by your number. So Jamila is number 20. And so that's how he takes attendance in the morning, is he calls the numbers and you go into your desk. So this is their morning break. They go to school at 7, and then at 10 they have what's called a recreation period. So remember, there's no PE or anything, but they have this break in the morning where they go and buy food. So different women have come to the schoolyard to sell food. They sell popcorn, and Jamila is drinking porridge. Or they sell bananas and oranges, or rice and beans. And the kids can go around and buy whatever they want to eat. And that's their only kind of form of recess for the day. It's just that chance. And this is, for most kids, this is their breakfast, so they haven't eaten yet today.
Are these chicken? Do they eat chicken?
They don't eat chicken very often. There's some.
What do you think they get from the chickens?
Eggs. Yep.
There's also rice and beans. Lots of choices. Nearly and time to go home soon.
So she's just carrying her school bag on her head. It's very common for most people in Togo
During her
to
2-hour lunch break,
carry things on their head. So now she's back at the well,
Get water.
getting water for the family. Yep.
Ashley, please be quiet.
See how long the rope is, though?
Yeah.
And when I first moved there, it was the rainy season, so that rained all the time. And so that rope was half as long. The well was much higher. There was much more water in it. Now it's got down.
Is it boys and girls?
So this is at lunchtime. Jamila has boiled yams. So remember, yams are kind of like potatoes. And so they peeled and boiled them, and now this is their lunch. So it's just like imagine eating just a baked potato.
She goes back home for lunch?
Yep, so she has a 2-hour break for lunch at noon. She'll go home. From noon to 2, she'll be at home because it's the hottest part of the day. So she has a time to rest from school. Except she's, getting water and she's making the lunch, so she doesn't really get to rest very much. And then they go back to school until 5 o'clock. So school is from 7 in the morning until 5 at night. And then we're just on our way home, so you can kind of see the different kinds of houses in my village. And so the houses you can see are made of mud or of cement, and the roofs are either made of tin or of different kinds of leaves and branches.
Taylor, do they have clocks and watches to know what time to be doing things, or is it kind of just approximately?
No, they have clocks and watches. Not so much clocks, but people wear watches, and then they have cell phones, so that's how they know what time it is too.
Okay.
There's also a lot of clothes.
They have cell phones. I don't know.
Are they different? Is there houses bigger than other houses?
Yeah, there's some houses. People who have more money have bigger houses, and people who don't have as much money have very small houses. Okay, hold on. So we're going back to my house, our house. And then you can see our house is made of cement and tin, so that's the nicest of the houses if you have a cement house and a tin roof, because otherwise it would be made out of mud. And so this is where she lives. This is my host family's home. You can see the dishes that are drying right outside. This is my host family's shower. So there's no running water, remember, so they just go inside that little circle and they put a piece of cloth over so people can't see them, and then they take a shower with a big bucket of water. And this is the kitchen. Just outside, it's just a hut that they cook in. And then this is inside their house. There's a bed it is dark. They have a couch and a bed, and then another bedroom they have another bed. So my family actually has 3 rooms in their house, which is a lot. Most people just have 1 room that they sleep in. That's it. So there's 1 room with a bed. and everything else they do outside. So they cook outside, they hang out outside, all their bathroom facilities are outside. But my family has more than
Do
one.
I have toys?
Nope. And so this is where the boys sleep. So Jamela is the youngest. She's the youngest girl, the youngest child, and then there's two older boys, and they share a bed. And then Jamela sleeps with my host mother.
Do they travel other places?
Nope.
They stay there.
Mm-hmm.
Do they have money?
Hey, just wait, boys and girls.
And so now school's over, so she gets out of school about 5, and then it gets dark at 6 o'clock. And sometimes we will have electricity and have lights, and other times it won't work. So she tries to get dinner made before it gets dark out. So she's boiling the water to make that stuff I told you about, stuff called pot. And so she's boiling the water and stirring it, and so she'll work on making this for a little while.
Does her mother help her, or is it all her responsibility?
She's doing it on this day because Mom is out selling things. My host mother sells beauty products, lotions, and things like that, and so she's out walking around the village selling things. So she's in charge.
And Dad doesn't help.
Dad is at work, but even if he was at home, he wouldn't be doing it.
So she's all alone?
So she's alone. The other boys are there. Her brothers are there. They're home from school, but the boys are studying. They're studying their lessons, and Jamela is cooking and doing the work.
So Jamela works all day long and goes to school and then comes home and works?
Yep.
Does she
How old?
She's 9.
does she get to play?
Well, what were those? Whatever they are.
Those are called guinea fowl, and they're kind of like chickens or turkeys, and they're really loud. And they make a lot of noise. And they belong to my family, and once in a while we will eat them. But mostly they just keep them around the house to eat insects and bugs and lizards and stuff, so the house, around the house stays clean. I shared someone from America sent me a package of Oreos.
Put your sound on now, Jen, so they can hear it.
Sharing my Oreos with.
Enjoying an Oreo.
There we go.
They do, Jamila. On the I like Oreos. We may on birthday clock. Oreos. Le nom de la biscuit. The Oreo.
How old are the boys?
These are like 13 and 12 or 13. No one knows how old they are because they don't know. They don't celebrate their birthdays because no one knows when they were born, so they also don't know usually how old they are.
I don't have them.
So this is a fan that they've made out of palm tree leaves. So she's using that fan to keep the fire going so that she can keep cooking on the stove. So that's going to be their dinner. The pot.
Looks like it's hard.
It does look
It is
like it's
very
hard. And she has to, that pot is very, very hot. So in a minute she's going to put some rods on the pot to hold with her feet because she's got to stir it with both hands. See the rods? Now she's going to hook those into the pot. A very hot pot.
Does that burn her?
I think it does.
The Togolese have really, really, really strong hands because they're used to touching things. We have like hot pads and things so you don't touch hot things that come out of the oven. They don't have any of those things, so they just use their hands and they just get used to it. So now she's going to use this big wooden spoon and stir up the pot. So she's making the dinner for the whole family right now.
Do they pretty much eat the same thing night after night?
Yep, so they'll either eat yams, like what they have for lunch, or they'll have pot. Sometimes we'll have fufu, which is when you take yams and then you pound them. So it's like kind of like making mashed potatoes, and then rice. Those are.
Why does she do all the work?
That's a great question because the boys are studying because in this country they believe that boys are more important than girls, and so the boys get to study their lessons and the girls do the work. Is that how it is here?
No.
Do you think that's fair? fair? Do you think it's fair?
I think it's not.
You don't think it's fair?
I think it's
All right, so she's stirring. Watch how the pot, watch how it becomes this, looks like dough, like pizza dough kind of. But it doesn't taste like that at all. And then she'll make a sauce, like a red tomato sauce, and she'll add, sometimes they'll add meat with it, but usually it's just a tomato sauce. She's just stirring it. Are we on a time crunch here?
That's up to the teachers. I don't know.
Oh.
Why are the boys more important?
Taylor?
Yeah.
He just asked, why are the boys more important?
That is what they believe. I don't know why they believe that, but in that culture, it's just a cultural difference. They just have different beliefs about things.
Do you go to McDonald's when you get tired of eating this?
No, there are no McDonald's in Togo, and there are no restaurants in my village. In the larger cities, in the larger towns that are far away from me, there are restaurants, but in my village, there are no restaurants. You can buy, there's little stands along the roads that sell rice and beans, or that sell fried yams, but usually there's no, you have to make all of your own food. So she's making a big bowl of the pot for my host father. So she serves the dad first, and he gets the most food, and then the boys get served second, and they get the next biggest bowl, and then my mother and Jamela will eat last, whatever is left. So they get the smallest amount.
And you don't speak English over there?
Nope, we don't speak any English. They speak French, and then they speak those local languages. So they'll learn French in school just like you guys, just like you learn to speak English, they learn to speak French like that at home too. Yep, that's Spanish. Bonjour, that's right. I guess I can take some questions. Go ahead.
Boys and girls, listen.
What kind of money? She asked what kind of money they use. It's called FIFA, and so it looks just like our money, but it's different colors, and it has different. It's just more. So for $1, you can get half of a FIFA. And so now the boys are yelling at her right now because she didn't get all of the pot out of the pot, so that she left some, and so they're upset with her.
Maybe better take a few questions.
Yeah. Now she's back to washing dishes after the pot is made, after dinner is made. Yes, you.
Do lizards and geckos live there?
Lots of lizards. Lots and lots of lizards and geckos all over. Yes, dear.
How many kids are, about how many kids are there in class?
That's a good question. In the elementary classes, there's about 50 kids, and then in middle school, there's about 100 kids in each class. In each classroom. So in the
Can you
fifth
tell
grade,
about their supplies?
there's two groups of fifth graders, so there'd be 200 fifth graders, 200 sixth graders.
There's
Supplies.
supplies that they have compared to what we have?
So they use a notebook and a pencil for their school supplies, and that's it. The teacher has one book, and that's what he teaches out of, and he'll write up on the chalkboard the lesson, and then the kids copy in their notebooks exactly what he wrote, and that's it. And then they have to memorize their lessons from there. And then they take a test based on everything they memorized. So after she makes the dinner, then they pray. She practices Islam, so she's Muslim, and she'll wash her hands and her face and her feet, and then they will pray. Her mother and her pray separately from the men, and then they eat. Again, the men eat by themselves, separated from the women, and then she'll go to bed after she does the dishes around 9 or 10 o'clock, and then she'll get up the next morning around 5:30 and do it all again. So. Okay, we'll have a few more questions, and then you guys can just decide what. Yeah, we're done. Go ahead. I have a bike.